Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. What them tries to killed you, but with faith you recover. Yeah, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the tribe with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Could fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the tribe with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Steering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one and you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
Peace, everyone. I am Universe Badger. As of right now, it looks like, oh, nope, I got Kendall. I was going to say I thought I was doing this one alone tonight. No worries. Peace, Kendall.
Hello.
I didn't know. I was like, I'm the only one here, so I feel like I probably am going to do this alone, but that's okay. So,
oh, no, you're good.
We got DDH the bubble. And then my love chat buttons, Kendall.
Howdy.
So tonight's title is a weird one. It's a weird one. It's about perception. It like in a conversation, what's important, perception or communication? What do you think, Kendall?
I think they both play different roles for how you want to see things and how you want to preserve things, depending on what they are for types of topics and situations you're facing. So it's pending.
It's pending. Okay. I want to use something for an example. Peace, Gio. Peace. That's God, I'm willing in the comments. I want to use some for example. If somebody says to you, I haven't worried about our relationship in months, and another person's receiving it as in you're saying that you don't love them, you haven't loved them in months. Could you see how someone thought that?
Most definitely. I guess it's to do with proper communication, because if you're not communicating with your partner, it's either you're feeling left out or neglected or just ignored. So when you're saying if they don't love them anymore, then that's not showing the type of admiration or type of commitment that they're looking for.
Okay, so but if all I said to you is I haven't had to worry about our relationship in months. That's all I said. I said I haven't worried about our relationship in months. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all I said. And you took it as in me saying that I haven't loved you in months when I never said that. So you see how it can be a thing with perception. They're perceiving what you said wrong because even though you did not say what they're perceiving, that's how they received it though. You see that?
Yeah, that makes sense actually, because for how we want to see things is completely different when it comes to two different sides of stories for how we feel and how we act upon.
Yep. And then all I'm saying in our conversation is that I've been so secure in my relationship and in my life that I don't have to worry about it because I trust you. Yet you're taking it as me saying, I don't love you no more. So that happens with people in jobs. That happens with people, I think, even in war. I think perception plays a huge key. No matter what you communicate, no matter how you communicate, there's no other words that could be said, and you say the words properly, respectfully, and yet it's still received in an attack. I don't think that it's proper communication on that point. Honestly, I think that point becomes from perception. Like Gio said, especially in text to the content. Yeah, sure. Text is huge. Of anything had said can be misinterpreted because of the feelings and emotions aren't always interpreted the right way. That's true. Text is a big one. What do you think, Kendall? You think text can be a big contributor?
Definitely through text, it's always hard to fully understand with emotions because you can't see the emotions for how people are typing with caps or how they're expressing with emojis or whatever that may be. And there's like always different types of hidden contents for what it is, for what it isn't. And it gets very confusing or either straight as is or it comes to something else that's not. So, oh
I,
yeah, or ask you, how are you? They could come into like a whole nother perspective for how that is. They just shrug it off and like, I'm fine. Or they're not. So that's really another aspect of things too.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know what you want to go by, sir.
Chili Mo. How you doing?
Would you say your name was?
Chili Mo.
Oh,
I
okay.
just
I
wanted
didn't
to.
know what you want to go by. My bad.
No, I appreciate
Okay. So, Chili, what do you think of that? Do you think that perception has an issue with communication sometimes?
you. Yes, if the information wasn't meant to be given as a tool to better somebody, but if we're just sitting here talking about sports and politics and religion or however, whatever, I think I think it could get a little misinformative, and you know what I mean. Like I think that the level of the conversation will probably go left if both parties are not understanding what one another are saying. So um, I think that's very common in the workplace. I think that was mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Walking
G-
into the store.
no. Gio said it can also depend on the person's mindset. That's the day as well, or with what situations going on in their life that have a in that particular time. And I agree. I agree completely. Kendall, have you ever had words misunderstood because of someone's perception?
On a daily basis with me, because sometimes I have a hard time fully understanding what the topics may be or how they're coming at me, where I can get very offended quickly versus how I'm trying to understand what they're trying to say after the fact. So I'm like, okay, so how do I go about without getting upset or anything or trying to offend someone else without saying anything rude or not rude or whatever it may be? And just trying to do my best to fully understand the concept before I judge anything else.
Yeah. Chilimo, have you ever had your words misunderstood because of someone's perception?
You know what? All the time. Especially when I'm talking to somebody, because my voice is a little deep. So
Uh-huh.
some words might sound muffled together, right? And I tend to repeat myself umpteen times. So yeah, it happens to me quite often. So I got used to it, remembering that someone on the other end might not understand because of my tone. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think I think that the tone of how we say certain things can spark a level of attention. So I bet if I talk with a little higher pitch, it'll catch everybody's attention in the room. So yeah, it
Yeah.
happened to me a lot.
And I've had that too, because I'm a very matter of fact person. So like I kind of come across dry sometimes. So people take it offensive because like Gio said, because of what they're dealing with at that present moment. Peace and love, Samaj Lee. Go check out Samaj Lee's music. Dope artist, dope artist. This is how he spells it. Go check it. It's on all platforms. Extremely dope artist. It's something beautiful to vibe with. Geocharge says, or God Unwilling says, it's hard to use discernment sometimes. I love that. Sometimes because it can still be taken out of context, and it's not always a bad thing. It happened to explain what you mean, but if you can get a little redundant, sometimes if you feel like it doesn't go through or it isn't perceived the right way, it's hard sometimes to take it the proper way. And that's so true. That is so true. So true. And I love that he said because of discernment, because honestly, I used to feel like Kendo. I did. I felt like no matter what someone was saying to me, it always was an attack, even though it wasn't. And then once I healed and I started separating myself and not worry about what others think, and then Chili Mo helped me out a lot in our brief stance that we had, helped me that other people's agreements don't have to become mine. I didn't receive it properly at first, but when I went through my healing journey, I was able to love that and hold on to that, because sometimes other people may feel some type of way, even if it's situational, that you don't have to take that, because at the end of the day, you are only in control of yourself. You can't worry about what somebody else says or thinks. So no, that was very important to me, and that was something that I'm gonna hold on to forever, because it helped me out. It helped me out a lot. Uh Kendo, do you think perception is more important than communication? We kind of went through this at the beginning, but now that we've talked about it a little bit, you said 50-50.
Most definitely. They both play different roles for how we want to understand things or how we want to pursue things on all different aspects for types of conversations or situations we're all facing, just to gain better understanding on a daily basis for what we go through. So it's really up to you what you want to adapt to or try to understand or not.
Yeah. I have a very dry opinion on this, and this is probably why people can take what I say defensive, because I think that you only can control you. So if you come in with your intent being pure and genuine, how somebody else perceives it, you can't worry about that because your intent is there. And I see with discernment on everything, because anything that's happened to me before, I will not allow that to affect me and judge me in my next situation, because not every person's the same. It's like a book. Not every situation is the same. Everybody brings out something different in someone. So what one person brought out to you, the next one won't or could. But at the end of the day, once you change how you see things, then your whole life will change. I believe that the whole reality is perception. Everything in life is perception. And that's my opinion. Chili Mo, do you think that perception is more important than communication?
Yes, I believe that every day we wake, we can learn something different from someone else. Each person experience could be unique to someone else. So I believe with a lot of patience, every conversation would be valuable from each other, and this world would tend to move a little better, and the harmony is supposed to. So yeah, you kind of took the words right out of my mouth, but yeah, I definitely agree.
Kendall, can you read the comment on the screen, Kendall?
Yeah, I'll do my best I can. I don't have my glasses today, but I'll try. Okay, so let's see. I feel you on that one with when you have to kind of leave on your own prejudgments out what you say and what is said to you when things are meant for you to offend you. Sorry, I really can't read. Oh my gosh. And what was the worst of it? I'm still guilty of doing at this times too. But I'm trying to learn and how to make and take information and critique. And just the things that's said to me is not in general, but always easiest depending on what the mindset is that day.
Chili Mo, can you read the next one?
You know what? My screen is a little too small, and I probably won't be able to keep up with that. Kendall, can you get the next one? I apologize. I might not
I
be able to
can't
read
see it
well.
at all.
I can't.
And
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
definitely
over
get ahead of
here. You know what? To the person that put this comment out here, I can read majority of it, but them words are jumping, Kim. I'm just gonna tell you
Oh,
that.
it's okay.
Okay.
If the intent comes from a pure place and it comes from a place of understanding and trying to help, then it's not necessarily up to you to try to correct the situation if they perceive it wrong in a wrong way. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree completely. Sometimes though, we tend to want to make peace in every situation. So we feel like it is our job as we feel like it's our job almost to constantly defend ourselves when someone perceives something wrong. And then we're going to constantly go on walking on eggshells, and then we're going to constantly just like always make sure that the person knows where you're coming from. And then eventually that person's going to either feel like they are either being belittled or like they're not intelligent, that you have to overly explain, or they're gonna still feel like they're getting attacked by anything you say. It can be a very messy situation to overly explain yourself constantly. It honestly, it can be.
You know, I had that issue. I
No,
think I
it's
would.
go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna reiterate on what you were saying.
Yeah,
I I think I have to work on over exerting myself with the
overly
speech.
explaining.
Yeah, you know why? Because I think the attention span of a person is very short, so I like to make sure they heard it a few times, if you know what I mean. They say we forget more than we learn. So
Yeah. No, Gio, you're fine. You actually can pop on if you want to, if you can, and then just speak it. But at the end of the day, Henry's dealing with a whole bunch right now, and my eyesight is so bad, and I'm a little bit overstimulated lately. I've been working on a lot. I want to take a second out real quick before we dive back into the conversation. I want to give a special shout out to our new sponsor. It's called Shimmerwood Beverages. These aren't your average drinks. They are crafted to elevate your vibe, keep you refreshed, and spark the little extra energy to carry you throughout the day or night. Whenever you're just chilling with friends on the go or just need something different than the usual, Shimmerwood brings that flavor with that bold flavor with a smooth finish. It's the kind of drink that fits in every mood in every moment. So next time you're reaching for a refreshment, don't settle. Reach for a Shimmerwood beverage where flavor meets flow. Big thanks for them for supporting the People's Podcast with the ears that listen and where your opinion matters. Cheers. And we have with our promo code called the People, all capital, you get 30% off. So it's a CBD infused seltzer, and it's all natural, organic, really good flavors. They have a cherry, I do believe, a ginger. There's a few to choose from. Sparks my interest. So go check out Shimmerwood Beverages, and mention the People for your discount.
the people, I'm gonna remember that. I'm actually following tonight when you're off the podcast.
There you go. Gio says I need to get some better headphones first so it doesn't echo a ton. Soon I shall. I want to try that for sure. Sounds delicious. It does sound delicious. Yes. So, how can we train ourselves to listen with discernment instead of assumptions? I'm gonna ask Chili.
Well, first off, we gotta not think everything is an attack, right? Sometimes, when we speak to people, depending on their mood, is how they answer the question that someone asks them. So I think we have to reset our train of thought from the last thing we was thinking before we talk to somebody else.
That
And
would help.
yeah, and just basically just relax when you walk up to the next person. After you leave a conversation from the previous person you were speaking to, the next person doesn't deserve the same energy, and it's a different individual, and it could be a different conversation, unless it's repetitive when you're at work. And then you got to talk to the supervisor, and you got to go talk to the team lead, then you got to talk to the high-low drivers. So
Mm-hmm.
now you can keep the same tone of voice, but I believe everybody deserves a different tone and a different approach.
Okay, okay. Kendall, how do we train ourselves to listen with discernment instead of assumption?
Well, lately, I would say always go with your intuition. Don't second guess your gut instincts. If you know if it's right, then it's right. If it's wrong, then it's wrong. Also, don't take things too personally unless it's actually personal. That's a whole nother level of just don't. Um, Give them time to explain things before you judge or act upon.
Okay, okay. I think it goes on you. How you feel. If you love yourself and you know that you didn't mean that and that you didn't do anything for them to attack you, then don't feel like they're attacking you. I honestly think it's about how you feel. If I'm gonna hear someone say something to me, regardless of what their words are, I don't have to take that personal. I honestly don't. And if it was intended for me to take it personal, I will ask them to explain it. Explain what they mean by it if I did feel like it was. Because at the end of the day, we don't have to have a war. You're living your life the best you can, fulfilling your purpose. I'm living my life the best I can, fulfilling my purpose. I don't feel that I have to attack you to do it, because it's not going to make me win over you. Not everybody is your enemy. And even if they were your enemy, you don't have to treat them any different. You just don't have to have them in your presence anymore if they're hurting you. But you got to show love. Love is the answer no matter where you go, no matter what you're doing. If you have pure love, when you wake up with that pure love, no matter what someone says, even if it is an attack to you, you're going to see it with love because that's all you know. I had to train myself to do that. And now I have such inner peace and such pure love that no matter what someone says, even if they are trying to affect me and attack me, I don't let it happen. I tell them, I'm not going to meet you there. I tend to meet energy, and I am working on that. Geocharge says, for me, I had to work on hearing the person fully, no matter what they said, and then base my response appropriately upon that. It's hard to do, but always better than going about it irrationally. And I agree. I honestly also think if we allow ourselves, like Chili Mo said, to process stuff first before we react, maybe we would process it in a different tone. Maybe we'd see it in a different tone. So, can perception ever be unbiased, Kendall?
Well, that's a tricky one. Again, I'd say that's pending. It's up to you, really, on how you want to see things. So I'm not too sure.
Okay. Chili Mo, can perception ever be unbiased?
Well, it can't because it's an individual thing. So yeah, I believe that's when the bias happens, when we all have different opinions on the same matter too, which is funny. That's how it starts. So very rare, unless you get in a room full of people that's working on something that they have to gain the same amount of things from, as like a workplace. So a workplace, it shouldn't be biased, no. But in everyday life, in our social life, from places we go just for running errands, yes, it can be biased, and it goes with the how the person is feeling at the time. So the mood of an individual will make it biased. So yes, it can be biased at times. Most of the
Can
time,
it be
I like to say
unbiased? Can it be unbiased?
unbiased. Can it be unbiased? No,
Yeah.
it can't. It can't. Yeah, no. That's why I gave examples.
Oh, okay.
No, it can't. It can't be unbiased. I don't think.
Okay. I'm going to say yes. That's just my opinion. I believe it can be unbiased. I believe that you can see both sides of a story. I believe that you can also see where somebody else could take it wrong. I believe that when you are in a place of neutralness, you can relate to both sides and you can see how somebody else could have perceived it differently. So I do believe that perception can be unbiased. You have to train your mind to do that, though. You have to train your mind in an open situation to be able to see both sides of every coin. That's difficult. It's a tricky thing, but I do believe it can be done, honestly. So let me get to this question here. What do you think values more, being clear with your words or being understood the way you meant it? Chili.
I think we put too much emphasis on how a person takes things, and I think I'm being a little condescending, but uh, I don't really, because everybody have different slangs. You know, I kind of talk behind my throat because it's an echo when I speak, and it may come out as if I'm not pronunciating everything correctly. So I don't know. As long as you understand exactly what the person is saying, it shouldn't matter how they say it. I'm gonna just be safe and say that.
So, Kendall, do you value more being clear with your words or being understood the way you meant it?
I would say it's kind of both on different terms for how I'm saying things, because sometimes I would always have a hard time expressing myself with words or how I'm trying to understand the English grammar on a good day with my learning disability. So I'm like, okay, I got to rephrase, rethink what I just said. Did I mean it? No, not exactly. Did I meant it? Well, it's depending on the type of situations or how I'm trying to ask for certain things and being more direct or being less harsh on type of situations it may be. So it's kind of both for how I'm trying to be more understood, especially with how my wordings are.
Okay. And Geo charged with the last question, can perception ever be unbiased? He said that's a tough one because sometimes um our opinions want to overstep our intent. And that can be true too. And then this one, he said, for the one, what do you value more, being clear with your words or being understood the way you meant? And it says, I tend to be told sometimes that I'm yelling when I'm not intending to. It's just when I believe in something, I'm very passionate. Yeah, I can agree. And I'm speaking more of a deeper, more sometimes erratic tone. It's not always meant to come out that way, but sometimes that's how I perceived that I'm yelling. And I agree that it happens to me quite often too. I used to though. Now I don't do it, but I used to get so passionate when I spoke that I would elevate and I would move my hands around, and I love to articulate my words matter of factually, and they thought I was being condescending. So yeah, no, I agree that hits me too. And then he said at this point that you gotta have to let go of the situations if your intent was pure and it wasn't meant to insult, and you know that you can't let it bog you down for the rest of the day, or however long you hold on to it. I agree. I agree. Sometimes I try to be so unbothered by a situation that I allow it to bother me. So, only because my intent was pure and I wasn't perceived that way. So for me, with that last question, I really just I stopped worrying about how it was perceived. Honestly, I stopped doing that so much. I do it once in a while, but sometimes I'm just like, that wasn't what I intended. Like, seriously, if that's how you took it, I wish you didn't take me as always attacking you, because that's not how I feel. I love everybody and everything in this world, even those that have harmed me and tried to do me wrong. I don't see them as my enemies. So for me, I don't really honestly come at nothing with no other way but pure and genuine. So I try to be more clear with my words so that it people can take it the way I mean it. I think before I speak. Honestly, I do. And it took me a long time to get to that point because before I used to just speak. But now I honestly think about my words before I say them, because I don't want someone to take them wrong, and because I don't want to be taken wrong myself. One thing, once you start learning to respect yourself and love yourself correctly, you're going to start walking differently. You're going to start acting differently and talking differently because you have no other way to stand. That's all you're known for, is how you are. And I am me when no one's around. So I'm going to act like me when anybody's around, no matter who they are. I'm not going to change. So when you hear someone's words, do you focus more on what they said or how it made you feel, Kendo?
Usually I just go by my emotions first, focus on what they said, and then how I feel afterwards. So it's pending, again, on what was said. So afterwards, I just go with my emotions and be like, okay, so how do I go about with this? How do I react or I don't?
Chili, when you have someone's word, when you hear someone's words, do you focus more on what they said or how it made you feel?
I focus on how passionate they was telling me. So really, I focus on how they feel telling me. So I feel privileged to. I give them the energy of being interested. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So,
I'm gonna agree. I really do go off of more on what they said and then how it made me feel. I don't want to come from anything in my feelings because feelings is a temporary state of mind. Feelings is just an emotion that can and cannot be controlled by your environment. Feelings aren't really anything that's action. It really isn't. It holds no weight. It's all about what they said that matters, not how I feel when they said it. So I had someone say to me one time, "Welcome, SGF Graham."
Peace, peace. How everybody doing?
All is truly well. And if everybody else, how are y'all? Kendo?
Ricky, how you doing, sir?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Oh no, he said,
No,
"How is everybody?"
Oh, hi.
Yeah, I ain't got my logo up. I got a new phone. I still gotta transfer everything.
Okay then. Gio, God I'm willing. Sorry, not Gio. God I'm. That's his other Facebook page. That's why I know him as. But this is God I'm willing. He said, "I'm the type of person I have to ponder sometimes on what people say, and then come back to the situation with the approach it in the appropriate response." Oh, okay. I like that. So the question was, SGF Ram, when you hear, or let me get to it. It says, when you hear someone's words, do you focus more on what they said or how it made you feel?
Mixture of both.
Okay.
I focus on intention, but don't try to sun me either. Like it's a way to say it. So I say both, but I always focus on the intention because I hope nobody would just come to me talking some BS. But at the same time, hey, you need to figure out a better way to say that because I almost missed it. And everybody else gonna miss it too.
I like that. I like that. I was saying that I had a situation that someone once said to me, well, they would say hurtful things when they're upset. And this was a while ago. They would say a bunch of hurtful things when they were upset. And they said to me, I didn't mean none of those things because I wasn't in the right state of mind. I said, but I can't unhear them. It doesn't matter what state of mind you were in. My mind cannot unhear them. So I can't look at myself and say, you know what? Don't hear what he said or she said because they weren't in the right state of the mind at the time. you know, because my mom used to say, and I don't want to talk too much on it because she's not here, and I don't like talking on things when people cannot defend themselves. She passed, so, but she used to say things to me when I was younger, and she would apologize later on for it and be like, you know, I was mad, or I didn't really mean those things. I stopped believing what she said, and I stopped caring about what she said at the same aspect. Because anything she said really didn't hold no weight because I couldn't take it the right way.
See, in that sense of case, it would be the repeat factor. And what I mean by that, or whatever, you know, I know people that get hot headed and say some off the wall stuff. That first one I can let it slide. That second one maybe too, but after it's the same thing every time you mad though, nah, you really speaking on you and how you feel. You know, I even take that as a joke. You know, even when people are joking, you know, we joking back and forth. When you have the same consistent joke, that's not a joke anymore or whatever. That's just something you put in a ha ha behind to form it as a joke. Like that's really how you feel because you don't have no other joke to say but that one. You know.
Yeah. I see a lot of ignorance from certain people, and they're like, oh, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. You're not really just kidding, though. You only said you're just kidding because somebody else called you on that. Because if you were just kidding, you wouldn't keep on saying it over and over all the time. It must be really how you feel, huh?
I said exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of people like that. They'll say something racist, or they'll say something, you know, against someone's sexuality or something, and they'll be like, oh, I was just kidding. No, because you talk about it a lot. So I don't think you are just kidding. I think you low-key got a problem. So can a relationship survive on perfect communication if perception is always misaligned? Kendall.
Of course, with the tricky questions. Pause. Um,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. I kind of lost my train of thought with that one. It's kind of both, because the communication is always key when you're trying to have that better relationship, no matter what. Always talk, even if you're mad. Like, it's even if you love the person or all that stuff. It's important to be at least honest with each other, no matter what it may be, and all that stuff for just try to build that better communication. So yeah, it's major key right now for what it is.
Okay, okay. So, Chili Mo, same question. Can a relationship survive on perfect communication if perception is always misaligned?
No, and I'm only saying that because they're on two different pages for real. There's not a line. So you need both to prosper, you know, in a relationship. So, and you have to be open minded. You know, to anyone that didn't see the comment in the chat, being open minded is a great way to understanding. So it won't be missing line. So yeah, communication is very key.
Kendall said it's hard to hear you.
Oh, it is. It's hard to hear me. I'm sorry about that. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna play it back because you got SGF Graham. So yeah, because I got my headphones in because my speaker
Okay.
got a little water in it, and I don't know what happened. But I
Okay.
can thumbs up things that I do understand, and I can thumbs down things that I don't really agree with.
That makes perfect sense. It's all good.
So, SGF Graham, can a relationship survive on perfect communication if perception is always unaligned?
I mean, That means that perfect communication is keeping the idea that they have to paint the picture they want to perceive. So I would like to say yeah, if the communication is so perfect, but most of the time perception is negativity that the person perceives. So really the perception come because they heard half of the sentence you said and they already have a response versus listening. So probably not.
I'm going to agree with you 100% on everything you said. It's those people that are hurry up quickly to respond after you say something than to hear what you've said, to have it really take effect, because they're interrupting you in the middle of what you're saying, because what you're saying has already triggered them. So I'm going to say the exact same thing that he said. No, I don't think, probably not. No matter how great your communication is, if it's so perfect, then the perception will be aligned also. So, oh, and that's what the next question is. Do you listen to respond or do you listen to understand? Kendall.
Oh boy. I think it's kind of both, to be honest.
And tell your mom I said, hey, Chili, do you listen to respond or do you listen to understand?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You know, a lot of times I can admit I speak just to be heard for real. And it's not often. It depends on the company I'm holding. But I would love to sit and listen as I'm doing on the People's Podcast. But
Mm-hmm.
some perspectives are a little bit spacey for me. You know, people are on different planets.
Yeah.
So yeah, um, I just tend to kind of set the vibe with something uplifting. So yeah, sometimes I just speak to speak. And I don't like it because I want to have a great conversation with somebody, if you know what I mean. So
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do my answer before SGF Graham, just because we're probably gonna say the same thing. But I listen to hear. I listen to hear because honestly, I don't really care about what others think of how I feel, because I know how I feel and I'm so secure with how I feel. So their opinion really doesn't affect me. So I listen to hear because I really I want to receive what they're saying properly because I care about other people. SGF Graham, do you listen to respond or do you listen to understand?
Sorry about that. I listen to understand. Um, I'm trying to check the energy, not really check it, but I'm trying to understand the energy behind the conversation. I'm trying to understand what brought this conversation up. If it wasn't nothing that was already being had, like I'm trying to see all that because a lot of times I feel like that's almost more important than what you're saying.
That's exactly it. Yeah, see? So how would conflict change if we are asked, what do you mean by that, before we reacted? Kendall.
Well, I was always taught, oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Okay, not that part. I was taught to just respond with listening without reacting and then to fully understand what they're trying to say without the confusion part. So you take that 5-second pause, you listen first to react on what it may be, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda.
SGF Graham, good job. I like it. Would conflict change if you asked, what do you mean by that, before reacting?
I always ask I always ask that question, and it seems to go left. Like I'm supposed to already know, you know. So, but I'm always gonna ask it.
Yeah. I feel that if somebody really did always feel offended, or if they always felt attacked, if they asked what someone else meant by it before they reacted, I think it would solve a lot of conflict. If you're talking about me personally, though, like I said before, I really don't take a lot of things wrong. I really don't. I don't take it personal. I tend to say I don't know. If I really don't know, I'm going to say I don't know, because I'm not going to pretend that I do. And if someone said something, I never ever ever take it negative. I really take it from discernment, no matter what they said. I'm not coming from it as an attack, because I love people, pure and genuine. So that's how I'm going to receive it. Chili Mo, do you how would, or do you think that conflict could change if somebody always just asked, what do you mean by that, before they reacted?
Of course, but on the receiving end of someone answering that question, they shouldn't take anything offense because obviously, if they misunderstood, because that's how that person will feel. Hopefully, they're open-minded to know that they were just misunderstood, and they have to be a little more expressive on what they were saying. So, yeah, I think conflict would definitely be lowered if people would just take a deep breath, like Gil was saying, and just relax and just know that this is not a fight. This is just a conversation. Because I think sometimes people want to play with words, and that causes unnecessary conflict in communication. So, yeah, I think if we just took a step back and just said, you know what, maybe I'm not explaining myself, or maybe you're not understanding, or maybe I'm not understanding. So, yeah, I think if we were just a little open minded, it'd lower a lot of unnecessary habit.
I would
Okay.
say that I agree with him on that. And don't take this the wrong way. I'm just giving
Exercise.
my own experience in life. When I'm having a back and forth with a man, and I say, well, what do you mean by that? If they don't, like, usually they have something that they mean that they can't wait to explain, like me, or they realize they was really in their feelings about nothing, and the conversation gets quickly changed. But when it's like when I say that to a woman, oh my goodness, oh, it goes up. Like, what do you mean? What do I mean by that? And da 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 da. Like, it's a different reaction for the most part that I've ran into with between male and female when I ask, "What do you mean by that?"
Okay, okay. I can see that too. A lot of things come from ego, pride in conversations. People come from this dominant state that they don't want someone to tell them what to do, or act like they can't do it, or belittle them in any way. Like as Jeff Graham said, don't sun me. That's so true. People are so condescending with their words sometimes that they're just saying things because they already think less of you. Like you're judging me just because of how you feel or that you think. And it's just odd to me. It's odd to me. So I asked for an exercise that people could do to help them change how they'd see things. And it says, think of a phrase that could have multiple meanings depending on the tone. Step back before reacting, pause, and ask yourself, What are the possible ways that could be different meant? Is my first interpretation based on fear, insecurity, or past trauma, hurt? And then reframe, rewrite it. Rewrite that phrase in your mind many different ways. As love, support, I feel safe with you. As natural observations, things have been calm lately. As a negative assumption, I don't care anymore. And this is the word that they use for an example. This is the sentence they use for an example. Is my, or what was this? I haven't been worried about you lately. I haven't been worried about you lately. Now take that word or that sentence and think of many different ways that it could have been perceived. Now see it with love, discernment, the intent. Practice that every single day. Each time you feel triggered by someone's words, and run that step. Run this step. Pause over time. Your brain learns not to jump to most negative filters first. Once you like continue changing how you see it, like I said, you can't change your life, but if you can change how you see your life, you can watch your life change, because all it is perception.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How would you find the love in that statement you just said?
So the statement was, I haven't been worried about you lately. So to find the love in that would be saying that you've been taking care of yourself. You've been handling yourself a lot lately. So I hadn't had to worry about it.
See, but that statement, I feel like that statement wouldn't come by itself. That statement would come with a conversation around it. So I feel like saying that would, like, because I also saw that, but I'm truly like a I don't care person. So I probably would have missed both of them, the negative and the positive. But the most people, at least most people I know or whatever, would have been like, oh shit, well fuck you too then, or whatever. Like they would have took it like, oh, you don't even care about me no more. Well, so like just saying that by itself, I think it would depend on the context, or at least the demeanor of your voice when you say it or whatever. Because if somebody say like, man, I ain't thought of you lately at all. Like if they say it like in a attitude voice like that, I'm pretty sure you know think because I've been doing good. Well, it sound like they don't like you. Whatever, you know, like, so I would say that sentence by itself, I don't know.
They said I haven't worried about you lately.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you know, like I can't see nobody like just coming up to me and just saying that or whatever. Like I'm like, where the hell that came from, or whatever. Like it would have to be something going on around that shapes what that sentence would be.
I can give you something. I used to check in on you to make sure your mental was okay. Lately, I haven't worried about you.
But I know where you stand with me. So I
there
would.
You go.
That's why. So therefore, I said it's the context around it. Therefore, if it was my ex-wife that said it, I'd be like, give a fuck, you know, like.
It depends
like,
on the person.
It's the person or whatever. It's the context around it.
Yeah, okay, I get that too. I can see that. I can see that now. I had someone once, and it's been a long time ago. This is how I started the show out. I had someone once said to me, I remember when you said that you wouldn't be not to be texting that girl in the middle of the night because it was an appropriate time, and it was just like 3 weeks ago. And I was like, no. It wasn't 3 weeks ago. I promise you, even though my time lapsed, I promise you it wasn't 3 weeks ago. And they said, well, how do you know? I said, because I haven't worried about us and who you text in a long time. They took that negatively as if I didn't love them and care about them anymore. And my intent and my way of meaning was, I'm so secure in this now that I hadn't had to worry about that in a while because I know who you are. And this was years ago. This was when I was younger, but like, that's how the conversation started. So that's what made me want to do this show, is about perception, because no matter what you say, you could say to someone that's borrowing something of yours, and you could say, I'd like to use it tomorrow. And they'd be like, well, I don't care. It's yours anyways. You don't have to ask. You have it though. And I'm not trying to take it back from you. I don't know how else to say that. I just didn't want to use it. Not take it back, because I don't care you using it. You're allowed to use it. I just want to use it also tomorrow. So, I mean, that's how it came about, because, sometimes perception comes out because we're always feeling like we're attacked, no matter who says it. I do receive, though, that it is content and like in who is talking to us, because if my mom said that to me, her words hold no weight anyways to me anymore. When she was alive, I would have been like, whatever. Now, if my dad said that to me, because my dad always used to worry about me, I would like, thank you, because he didn't have to worry about me no more. So yeah, no, I get it. Depends on who's saying it.
Nah, it's the same way with like my biological, that mug would say crap like, I'm like, yeah, you don't call me or and he'll be like, I figure as long as I don't hear from you, you all right. I hated that. I hate whatever. But the dude I called dad, every time I needed him, he would call, or I would talk to him, and then I went years without calling him. And I called him one time, like, man, I don't hear from you, old man. He was like, shoot, every time I hear from you, you want something. So I ain't heard from you in a while, so I figured you was all right. And it was that day I was like, dang, is that what he mean when he say that? My biological, I was like, is that what he's saying? Like, I'm all right. I'm always take care of myself. Like, it was that day that I saw that as another meaning, another way.
I like that. I really just want to help people have the reason why we do this show is to have a different opinion on how they feel and how they think. I really want to give people different sides, because everything that you've gone through and everything that you've been through, like all the belief systems that your parents have passed upon you, all the propaganda in this world and all this other stuff has shaped you to feel a certain way. And I want people to see that there's another way of seeing something. Your opinion is not how the whole sees it. Other people see it differently. So, let's say one positive thing so we can wrap this up. Kendo.
It takes a pause before you act, and it only takes 30 seconds for feelings to change.
Chili Mo, positive.
Treat others how you want to be treated.
SGF Graham, positive.
Understand the energy around you and stop focusing on what you see.
My positive quote, my positive message is, remember, feelings are temporary. Don't make a permanent decision off a temporary feeling, because sometimes it's not it's not the way that you felt it was. Also, another thing, go try that Shimmerwood beverages, and tell them the people sent you and get a 30% off. Thank you, everyone, for allowing us into your home, your heart, and your ears, and your time. Your opinion matters. Peace and love, everyone.
Peace, peace.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom of the truth is. With our hearts uncovered. Boy, detox from all of the lies you smothered. What them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so